Hello, my name is Kevin Gallagher. I'm a clinical research fellow at the Western General Hospital in Edinburgh. I'd like to tell you about our paper, 4-year outcomes from a multiparametric MRI-based active surveillance program, which has kindly been selected as Article of the Week in the March issue of the BJUI. Our paper describes how we have used multiparametric MRI in our prostate cancer active surveillance program and demonstrates that MRI can detect cancer progression in patients on active surveillance, allowing us to avoid repeat biopsies in a significant number. We follow 211 patients with D'Amico low-risk prostate cancer on our MRI-based active surveillance program for a median of 4 years. And this is one of the longest follow-up periods of patients on active surveillance using MRI monitoring published to date. We address a series of questions in the paper using this real-life dataset that are of high interest in contemporary active surveillance practice. Can we avoid the protocol biopsy at 1 year? Our paper shows that performing a protocol or confirmatory biopsy at 1 year in men with negative MRI scans has a very low diagnostic yield. But what happens to patients with visible lesions that remain on active surveillance after a targeted biopsy? Despite reassuring targeted biopsies, our data shows that over the 4-year period, patients with visible lesions have a significantly increased risk of progression compared to those with no visible lesions. These patients obviously represent a high-risk active surveillance group. So how do we identify progression in patients with visible and no visible lesions who remain on active surveillance? In our active surveillance program, we did not protocol any further biopsies after the 1st year. We undertook PSA monitoring and then a repeat MRI scan after a period of time. We present in the paper important data on the detection of progression by repeat MRI scans in men with known visible lesions, but interestingly also in men with negative initial MRI scans. We find that the additional benefit of detecting progression with MRI is that a significant proportion of these men were able to go straight to radical therapy without any further biopsies. Finally, we use our data to recommend a strategy to ensure we don't miss significant disease in MRI negative men or miss progression whilst awaiting repeat MRI. In conclusion, our data suggests that mpMRI in active surveillance is a powerful risk stratifier at diagnosis. It detects progression and it reduces the number of prostate biopsies that we do. We hope that you will read the paper and find it useful for your practice. Thank you.